عن الربيع العربي، أسبابه ومبرراته، مراحله، وإلى أين وصل الآن. الربيع العربي جاء بعد أن فقد شباب الربيع العربي أملهم
inside these current regimes. It came after the situation has, the economic situation has, and the political situation and the security situation has reached to the level to dead end. The youth has decided to go into real war. It's peaceful. The fight for freedom and dignity and democracy, for civilization, for equal civilization. The youth of the Arabic Spring and the women has lived, and all the people in Arabic Spring, against the conspiracy done by the government against its people. They live in the shadow of no freedom, no rights, and the freedom of expression, one of them. They live in the shadow of poverty, ignorance, and it's different from one country to another. They will live under fear from the dictators, in the shadow of the years of governing them, the regime of Gaddafi, Mubarak, Ali Abdullah Saleh, and Bashar al-Assad. And they started these people to inherit the power to its sons and children, and give them all sectors of the government, security, army, everything. So the youth, they thought that the coming generation, they will take over under this publican system. All the countries of this Arabic country, they reached to the lower level. And when the person reached to the lower level, he has only two choices: either to die or to go up, either to lose hope or to hold the hope to go up. That's why the youth of the Arabic Spring, they decide to go up, and to go up from this whole deep end. The enchanting, they decided to have the life, not to die. To die for no reason. And to reject all types of this life. They decided at this moment to own the hope, the dream, to get this moment, to gain all the profit of freedom, equality, democracy, and good judgment. They rise up and said, if the people one day decide to have a freedom, so they have to respond to the fate. And so the second part, yeah, I tried the first part. Okay, this is the main point of if the people one day decide to leave, they have to respond so the fate will respond, and the night will fade, and the morning. So the tied up, the chain has to break. So the Arabic Revolution, it's about values and dignity. It's a revolution for life. It's a revolution for value. It came from its civilization, and it came from you, from our sister, in all the world, who live in freedom and dignity and equality. The past linked to the present, so he linked the present with the past. The present he want to live in. And one of them is the revolution of communication, which taught the youth of the Arabic Revolution a lot, and support him, give them support. This has broke the monopoly of these systems for media and prevent them to gather peacefully. The youth via Facebook and Twitter and all these methods of communication, they hold meetings, and they dream together, and they plan together, and they decide to go down to the street together, and they die together in the street. For their cause, freedom, dignity, equality, justice. These youth could, by fighting and by holding the peaceful method, they all went out. All of them, they were chanting, peaceful, peaceful, our revolution is peaceful. They could, because they took the panel of peaceful first, not the violence first. Even this motto, when it was rise up in Syria, has risen up. So the current regime has changed the way of this revolution from peaceful to violent. These people, they decide to go in peaceful way, and they wanted to sacrifice for this value, for these dreams, for their nations, and for the world they live in. They had victory. These youth, they had victory in Tunisia, and Ben Ali stepped down, and also in Egypt, and Mubarak has stepped down, and they won in Libya, and they had Gaddafi step down, and also in Yemen. For Abdullah Saleh, he also stepped down, and also in Syria they will do that, and eventually we'll have Bashar step down. What makes the Arabic Spring Revolution different? That the women and the youth they were on the first line of this revolution. They are the people who give sacrifices. We want to we are sure that 85% of them, from injured and martyrs of this revolution in the Arabic Spring Revolution, their age is less than 25 years old. When we are sure that this revolution has been led by women, the Arabic women. It's been led by the women in search for the equal civilization right for both of them, for women and men. Try to find dignity for men and women. They provide. The woman has presented herself as a leader. She didn't present herself as a victim. She presented herself as a saver for the people and its dream. And she didn't present herself as a student for anybody. That's why she had a victory, and that's why the Youth Arabic Spring has won. Where are you now in the Arabic Spring Revolution? Has it been ended now? Is all what you achieve is the end? Are you going to replace the dictator with another dictator? We say the answer no. And 1,000 no. When Ben Ali stepped down and Ben Ali Mubarak, Ali Abdullah Saleh and Bashar Assad, this means the beginning. It's only the beginning. We are now on the way, on the steps to follow. These stages, which require standing up against the corruption and change this corruption in all type of the government, which targeted the construction of the government, a civilized government, the modern civilized government, the government of rights and freedom, the government of institutions, the government of the good judgment. The government of the modern civilized government. It's not the religious, the tribal or military government. I won't be long, so we can start asking questions. But I want to confirm and stress at the end of my speech that we are in the Arab Spring Revolutions in the 4 countries: Tunisia, Egypt, Libya, and Yemen. We are going through the stage after the dictator has stepped down, which we will go through after the fantastic struggle. We will go through all these obstacles, and we will gain respect from all the nations. We have only now Syria, the great Syria, which go through now through bravery conflict through the last 3 years. Its people struggle and fight for democracy, freedom, and push for these causes. 100,000 of people as martyrs and injured. He pushed for all these causes. He is ready to pay more than 50,000 women hidden, obligatory. We don't know where they are. They pay for this demolition of their houses and displacement. For this cause, more than 160 million, 6.5 million refugees for dignity and equality. This is the people. It's worth respect, and we have to support them and be behind them. Assalamu alaikum.